What do you hope to accomplish now that you're in leadership?
Well, one, I do hope to take Iowans' voices now directly to leadership. I am very excited. But in the position as vice chair of the Republican Conference, be able to craft a message about the wonderful accomplishments that we have had in Congress serving our constituents as Republicans. So I'm anxious to push out that message and utilize our members, our committee chairs, in order to do that.
Democrats say we're the party of women, and you're obviously being a woman in leadership. What does that mean in terms of the Republican Party as it moves forward into this new cycle?
Well, I do think it's exciting to have a woman on leadership. I do wish that we had more, obviously. But we need to encourage more women to run for elected office. But we need quality candidates, quality women that are stepping forward and saying, you know what, I want to lead. And I'm excited about the opportunity to bring my leadership experience onto the team.
Now that Democrats are in charge of the House of Representatives, it's divided government.
Yes.
Specifically for how this is going to impact policy. Yesterday we heard from a top Democrat on one of the corresponding committees overseeing the USMCA or NAFTA 2.0, Congressman Pascrell, that this deal that the president has negotiated is dead unless there are significant changes to enforcement mechanisms. You being so integral a part in how this deal was created, do you have concerns for how the Democrats might not approve this deal?
Well, I do have concerns because, one, we need to make sure that we are protecting the American worker. I think that the president has done a very good job of that. Certainly, if we need to go back, scrutinize the agreement, that's fine. But in the end, you know, we need to move this trade agreement. It is vital not only for the United States, but for Canada and Mexico as well. Coming from the ag sector, very important steps forward, especially with dairy and more turkey products going into Canada. I'm excited about this deal, and I'm glad the president got it done.
But do you think that it's not going to get done in terms of the first quarter of next year? Walk me through the timeline in terms of how this actually gets done.
Well, we certainly want to move it. We were hoping that we can move it between the Senate and the House simultaneously. That may not happen now with the Democrats in control, obviously. But if there is a way that we can start working together now, perhaps we could get it done in the first quarter. That would be a noble goal for us.
But you do think ultimately it will be ratified?
I do hope so. That is my hope. It is my hope for Iowans. It's hope for the American people. This is one of the most important trade agreements that we have with our neighbors. We need to make sure we get this deal done.
Switching gears with regards to ethanol in particular, I know this is crucial for your state, but in terms of the Farm Bill being negotiated, I'll come back to ethanol in a second. In terms of the Farm Bill being negotiated, specifically, we've heard that some states, including Iowa, might want to see more funds allocated as an addition or tweaks made to the $12 billion that were allocated this past summer because of concerns of the president's trade policies and how other countries are responding.
Certainly. The ag sector has been hit very hard. But we need to keep pressing forward. I continue visiting with a number of my farmers and ranchers back home, of course, doing roundtables, hearing directly from them. A number of them are concerned. We need to get these trade deals done. They are a little unhappy with the price support, especially when it comes to corn, but they understand that we need to move the deals, we need to negotiate trade, we really need to correct the problems with China. So they support the president. They do support the president.
Picking up on China, he's set to meet with President Xi Jinping at the end of the month in Buenos Aires. What do you hope actually gets accomplished there? There's some reporting from Reuters that the talks have been restarted, so to speak.
Well, and the talks should restart. They should actually never stop. We need to keep negotiating with China, and I'm glad that the president is sitting down with President Xi Jinping. It is a very important step forward, and I'm glad that they have let us know that they are doing that. We do need to continue to push China to stop intellectual property theft, other bad behaviors targeted at American companies. Let's get the deal done, but let's make sure that it is a good, solid deal for Americans.
Final question for you. The Saudis have said that they've indicted members for the killing of Jamal Khashoggi, and they've essentially admitted to this act. What needs to be done with the Saudis?
Well, one, we need to make sure that there is a thorough investigation. Obviously, at this point, we are very skeptical of the Saudis and what they are doing. So transparency is important, a full investigation. We need to get to the bottom of this and make sure that those that are actually responsible for this heinous act are held accountable.
Sanctions?
And we can talk that, absolutely. We should talk any particular options out there. But again, we'll lean heavily on the Intelligence Committee, make sure that we're being provided accurate, up-to-date information.